Arsenal with an extra man need this. Ozil clips it in. Well back!
Hello and welcome to Cannonball, where we talk about all things football when it comes to Arsenal. My name is Joy and you can find me on Twitter at 1886 Cannonball. And we are here in the presence of my dear friend Prateek.
Hello guys.
You can find him on Twitter at bvb_pats. Okay, so before starting the show, I would like to apologize for not having a podcast last week. Actually, podcast with a S, because we were planning to do one after each match day. But it was hectic for us. It's the end of the financial year and all. But hopefully we will have 2 podcasts this week. All right. So should we start with the Spurs game? Let's conclude that one with a sentence or two.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. So we played Spurs away from home, which ended in a 1-1 draw. And throughout the game, we were the protagonist. We defended well. We were sharp with our counter attack, but we were not clinical. Like Laca missed a good chance and Oba missed the penalty, which was crucial. But overall, throughout the game, it looked like we were the team who were looking to score the next goal. Plus, Leno was again extremely impressive. His double save from inside the box was insane. And other than that, Spurs didn't really have any other shot on target in the first half. First off, I would like to ask you, if you had to sum up Leno's performance with one word, what word you'll choose?
It's quite a tough question though, but let me try to frame it. Exceptional, I will say, since the last several number of games. Like he is delivering what we are expecting of him.
It feels like he's settling in well now.
Yeah, I mean that's the initial phase is a normal thing. It's all just the hype and all that put pressure on the players.
Yep.
But eventually, the genuine Arsenal fans like us, we knew that at some point of time he will settle. And he was bought because, we saw Peter Cech was about to retire.
Yep.
Even if it wouldn't have been this season, maybe it should have been next season. But
Yep.
eventually he was about to retire.
Yeah, and even if he was not going to retire, his contract was up after this season. So
Yes.
that's a very good point. And what did you make of that game?
Arsenal, though they missed couple of chances, but they look like they came to Wembley for winning.
Yep.
Though we not won, unfortunately, but we were playing with the mentality of winning the game, not drawing.
Yep.
And Spurs, I mean, doesn't matter. 65% possession. You only have a couple of shots on target, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Honestly, I remember only one or two shot on target that Leno, that double save from Leno.
And
Yes, beyond that, I don't remember any threat from Spurs in terms of the attacking play.
yep, and we'll discuss about that later on. Let's look towards the Rennes match first. Okay, so we played Rennes in the most elite UEFA competition in the world, and the final score was 3-1 for them. So this is not something we would like, but it is what it is. And to start with this particular match, we were doing good initially, like we contained them well. I mean, they make Iwobi look like prime Messi, and Rennes, their offense was not threatening until Sokratis went off in the 41st minute of the game. He got 2 yellow cards like inside 3 minutes or so. It felt like he was bored because he didn't have anything to do in the first 40 minutes, so he stirred shit up and got 2 yellow in the process. Like, I got to tell you, the referee was
we discussed after that match, I guess he did his homework before coming to the match. I mean, that red card, doesn't make sense. Like, it was like his arm was clearly tangled.
Yep.
With the players at the receiving end's arm.
Yep.
It was like a grappling, pull and push wrestling match and all, it seems.
I got to ask you this question. What did you make of the refereeing in this match and even in the Spurs match as well? How shit it has been.
Yes, no, like the referee was no, the refereeing was shit.
Hmm.
If there is a performance grading where we can write shit, the refereeing was shit in both the matches. Though, but in the Ryan's match, it was like they we were in the receiving end of those decisions
Hmm.
without any like a significant reason, like for soft tackles and all. I
Yeah.
mean, come on.
And as well, another incident I remember now was an offside decision given against Oba, who was actually onside and had beaten the players and only had the goalie in sights. I mean, it felt like all the marginal decisions were taken against us.
Yes, like yeah, though they were marginal errors, but they were not right, like I would say.
Hmm.
And in the specifically in that challenge which led to Sokratis' second yellow card, there
Hmm.
they should have consulted the VAR. I mean, what's the point
I
if
feel
you
so.
yes, if what's the point if you don't consult it at the right time when it is needed the most? I mean, it for saying it is good that yeah, we have introduced VAR in the UEFA competitions, but
Hmm.
there's no point unless you use it at the right point of time.
Yep, I agree with you. And before that, we were talking about being in control. And as soon as we went down a player, that gave Ren a boost, and they
Yes.
scored 3 goals. Like the final score was 3-1 for them. What did you make of that performance?
I mean, honestly, I will say that after that red card,
Hmm.
it gave Rain the room, and like you said,
Hmm.
they outnumbered us after that in terms of chances, shots on goal and shots on target,
Yep.
if I remember.
Hmm.
And but Peter Cech also made some important saves.
Yep.
He kept in that match during that course of time. And the funny thing is that I came to know after that match that Peter Cech was a former Rennes player.
Yes, it was not common knowledge. You were right. Not many people remember that.
I thought maybe he joined Chelsea from Marseille, but then I
No.
realized.
Yeah.
And I have a question.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, at some point of time, maybe Ismail Sarr
Hmm.
I don't know if I am right, but maybe he was on the transfer
Yep.
target of Arsenal.
Yep.
So
He.
like I know thanks to the red card, they took the advantage.
Hmm.
But like how you will like what you will say on his performance individually, Ismail.
Individually, if I remember correctly, from a tactical standpoint, when I look at his positioning and his style of play, I feel like I might be wrong here, but I feel like he is the type of player that need some space to run into. Like in the initial 40 minutes, Nacho Monreal and Iwobi were doubling down on him, and they were not
Yes,
providing him any space. So he was not having any luck from that right side.
yes. Like I agree.
Yeah, and let's move on to a more positive result. Yes, so we played Manchester United at home and won 2-0, which meant Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's unbeaten league start came to an end. This result also meant that we have now won 9 out of our 9 home games. And talking about this win, Unai went into the game with a very offensive team. We played in a 3-4-1-2 formation with Koscielny, Sokratis, and Nacho Monreal as our centre backs, Maitland Niles and Kolasinac as our fullbacks, Xhaka Ramsey in the middle, Ozil ahead of them, and Aubameyang and Lacazette up front. Now, what were your thoughts when this lineup came in?
Well, first I would say that Unai Emery was taking a attack-minded approach.
Hmm.
Like, had any other manager been there, maybe after seeing the United's recent form,
Hmm.
he would have like favored like a little bit of defense-minded approach.
Yep.
But like Emery was in the mood to make a statement.
Hmm.
Like, yes, we lost in the midweek. That was unfortunate, but that doesn't mean that we are too focused in Europa League that we are not concerned about our top four prospects.
Yep. And for us, that would be the understatement because we can't defend. So, yeah, for me, I felt like we were going into the game within, like you said, with an offensive-minded approach, and it felt like we are not going to fuck around. But the initial stage, in the initial period, it turned out that we were clumsy. United missed a couple of great chances, like you said. Leno made some good saves.
Yes. Like
And
Lukaku easily,
could have scored.
easily could have scored, and he cut through the Arsenal defense pretty much easily in the early stages.
Yep, and like I said, again, the marginal calls, like the offside calls, they were given against us. So we had to create a chance out of nothing, and that's what we did. When Lacazette passed the ball to Xhaka, who was in the middle of the pitch with 2-3 United players marking him, and he still managed to score for us from there. Now, we know Xhaka can score from long range, like most of his goals come from long range, but this was a different kind of long range shot. It had more curve to it than pace, and it had an outward swing to it, which confused De Gea, and we scored. Now, many neutral fans on Twitter were arguing that De Gea's positioning was off. What did you make of it? Was it a clever goal from Xhaka, or was it more down to De Gea's positioning?
Like, I will say it is a clever goal from Xhaka, because talking of De Gea's positioning, I guess his positioning was not an issue, but maybe those three players ahead of him somewhat, marginally maybe blocked his view. And like Xhaka took advantage of that.
That is true. Also, I was talking with someone on Twitter who used to play as a goalkeeper, not professionally, but like in the Sunday league or something. And he said that those kind of shot, like, literally embarrassed him on some occasions. Like sometimes player hit the ball really hard on the laces, and the ball often goes straight, and then in the air the swerve kicks in. And he was telling me an incident where he expected a fast close shot to come in, but it went out to his right, and in the process of processing it in real time and stop it, he stuck his hand straight down and broke his wrist. So it must have been painful for him. The point I was making, yes, you were right, some players were obstructing De Gea's view.
Yes, like the chances of saving from such type of positions are very much lower.
Yep.
Like, it's be it a Buffon, De Gea, or any goalkeeper in the world.
And maybe he was not expecting that goal, like Xhaka would, take a shot from there, because it was
like maybe he was expecting that Xhaka would attempt a shot, but he will be able to catch the ball straight in his hands.
Speaking of goalies, how good was Leno again? He looked calm, composed on the ball. His distribution was great, and other than that, how good was his positioning? He made some good saves in the box to keep the game at 0-0, and also he came out of the box once to clear the ball, which was being chased by Lukaku. I mean, how would you describe Leno's impact on this game?
I guess the second save that he made, which was of the shot from Romelu Lukaku, it was like very much crucial. Like, I will say it was like a close shave. Like it was literally 1-on-1.
Yep.
Like, he just like jumped in front of Lukaku in the right side of his goal post.
And Lukaku was able to, he didn't take a shot then. He just moved the ball a bit ahead, and still Leno was able to, stretch out wide, even though he was on the ground.
Yes, we avoided that, and it turned out to the corner.
Yep.
So, like, that was the crucial save, and like, yes, like, I will say Leno outshone De Gea.
And I was thinking the same thing. Like, it featured a goalkeeper like De Gea, who is considered the best goalkeeper in the world, and Leno outshined him.
He literally kept United in the fourth place for 2 seasons, if I remember, single-handedly.
Yep, that is true. And we were talking about sharp players, and from that word, Sokratis come to my mind. I mean, how sharp Sokratis has been for us this season. He loves the art of defending. Also, I have to give credit when it's due, and here I have to give credit to you. Let me give the backstory first. So Pratik follows Dortmund religiously, and back in the summer, when there were some rumors of Sokratis coming to Arsenal, and everyone who followed Bundesliga was saying on Twitter that he's another Mustafi, he goes into tackle too often. And I asked Pratik, what what Sokratis is like, and he said something along the line of that he is well suited for the physicality of the Premier League and is a good signing. And when I asked him that the Arsenal fans have a mixed reaction towards his arrival because his performance in the previous season was poor. So he said so was everyone else's. It's not like one defender can carry the whole team on his own.
Yeah, like I supported that move because Sokratis is that type of defender, which a team needs. I mean, but like in terms of like pissing off the attacking player of the opposition team. Like, you need that player with that mindset.
Yep.
Like in Madrid, like I'm not comparing two players, but like in Madrid, you have Ramos,
Yep.
who does dark arts and all those shitty
Exactly.
things.
And
We
as
have
well, he is a
Sokratis.
leader. He is vocal in the defense, and he is a leader for Real Madrid. And I would say so about Sokratis as well. Like the club.
Yes, like he is he's a vocal on the pitch.
Hmm.
And like if a Madrid fans brag in front of us, we have Ramos, so like we can say that we have Sokratis, fucking bring it on.
True. He loves the dark art of defending. So, alright, we don't have to give so much importance to another mid table team. Let's move on to a bigger team. And by that, I mean, let's focus on our next match against Rennes. Let's get into the second leg. So, Rennes have a lead over us by 3-1. We play them on Thursday. What would be your strategy going into this game, knowing that we are behind by 3-1?
See, first of all, I will believe that we are not yet out of the game. We have one away goal,
Yep.
so we need 2 goals at minimum. And Rams have couple of pacey players when it comes to the counter attacks. So a little bit we have to shake up things in the defense, make sure that we are intact.
Yep. And
And
Sokratis
I
would
will
be a big miss, you know?
Yes, he would be a big miss, unfortunately. But like Emery made the bold move to have an attack-minded approach against Manchester United, we have to be bold like that only in the
Yep.
second leg.
I agree with what you said. I feel like we will win this match by 4-1 and progress into the quarters because, as I remember, they were worse defensively and their attacking threat, which are Ben Arfa and Ismail Sarr, if we don't give them space,
Yes.
then we can nullify them and mostly we will win. But I feel like if we progress further in the competition, it would be nice. But if we don't, we still, we have a good chance to get to the Champions League via Premier League. And I feel like it's enough joy and Pratik in your life for this podcast.
Yeah.
We will be back on this Friday where we will be discussing the Rennes match and more. So that's it for today's show. It's been a pleasure hosting today's show with Pratik.
Yes, it was an amazing show, especially after a week off. Yes.
Yes, you can find him on Twitter at BVB_Pats. That's BVB_PATZZ. And if you're looking for some dad jokes or maybe contemplate Arsenal's golden days, then you can find me on Twitter at 1886 Cannonball. Also, a reminder that we are available on all your favorite podcast apps. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Bye bye till Friday and up the Arsenal.
Come on, yeah, Arsenal.